welcome to Brand X Reviews, and today we have an invisible guest, the ghost of the court. The court has passed away, unfortunately, as I predicted in my celebrity death list. See, he is still with us, Obi-Wan Kenobi style. Court is still with us. So, no, actually, I've got him on.
It's either that, or I've been experimenting with Pym particles, and I've in fact shrunk to like minuscule size.
Exactly, yeah. So, right, so there's two of us doing this review anyway. So.
This will be our second attempt at the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's what we're going to attempt to do here, because the last video I just went completely like balls up, and it ended it with me just going, what was it? I, or something. There's a bit of a glitch there.
I can only assume Amanda Waller just doesn't want the truth getting out, so she like screwed up our video, god damn it.
That's it, exactly, that's it. So anyway, it's kind of good in a way, because the last time we did the review, it was based on the old leaked version that we'd seen. That was what we were talking about. We hadn't seen the trailer in high def, and there's been a few developments since then, so we can talk about that a bit more as well. So, what did we really cover in that first review then? We were just obviously very happy with it.
Yeah, we talked about our thoughts and so forth, but it was very hard to talk about a lot of it because you really couldn't see a lot of it clearly. It was even worse than the
Deadpool
trailer.
Yeah. So, obviously the premise of the film, I was kind of describing this to somebody today who has no idea about what the Suicide Squad is. I was kind of saying it's kind of like the Expendables in a way, but obviously the Expendables are ultimately good guys. These are bad guys. These are people that are sent in to do a mission that it doesn't matter if they live or die, but there's also no accountability for the people that sent them in. Because if they kind of mess up, that's, it's down to the people that did it. It's not, there's no comeback on Amanda Waller or anybody else. What does Amanda Waller work for?
Just say, we don't employ a bunch of criminals to do things for us. They're obviously acting on their own.
Yeah, exactly. So deniability. But I was going to say, what does Amanda Waller work for? What department does she work for? She's in the prison. Is she in the correctional facility kind of industry?
Now, that's a bit of a question because she's worked for a few things. I think in the comics she works for something called Checkmate. I know in the DC animated universe she worked for Project Cadmus.
Right. Are you referring to the Salt and Arkham DVD? Blu-ray?
No, the old animated universe, the kind of Batman, Superman, and finally the Justice League.
Right, okay. Alright, okay. Yeah, well, we'll get onto that other animated film anyway, we'll mention that in a bit. But yeah, because she's obviously in the trailer, and this is ultimately a teaser trailer.
She's
it doesn't
not like a prison guard, as far as I know. She's like a special ops kind of mastermind.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I think she also works for Argus in that's Arrow. So, like I say, seems to work for all kinds of things in different media. So.
Right. Well, she's government. Let's put it that way, and she's kind of involved in black ops.
Basically.
But as the actual trailer goes, it's kind of a teaser trailer. It doesn't get into too much in terms of like characters or much of the plot line. We don't know what mission they're sent on. The trailer does kind of start out though as it kind of gives you a bit of narrative in what Amanda Waller's saying, and there's a bit of narrative from Will Smith, but it's fairly basic.
Yeah, it seems it's got a kind of a nice comment of, it's almost like Superman's this sign for all the freaks to come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, yeah, because they do say, since the events of Man of Steel, I don't know how this fits in with Batman v Superman, the film. I know it comes out afterwards, but I've heard some suggestion that it's set before that, or bits of it are set before that. So, I don't quite know how that fits in, but yeah, Superman has kind of made all these people that are human plus emerge. So characters like Killer Croc that would otherwise be like ridiculous in a normal kind of realistic film kind of has a bit more credibility in this world because
now quite a few of these are part of like certain characters' rogues gallery. I'd say Batman specifically because he has fought people like Deadshot, Killer Croc, and Harley Quinn are Batman villains.
Yeah, so
so I don't. A lot of these seem to be fairly young, like Harley Quinn. I'm not really sure how. If Batman has been out of circulation for a while, how she would be.
I think he has. I think, from what I understand,
we don't know for a fact until we've seen the film. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that in Batman v Superman, Batman's actually kind of hung up his cape for a while, and that the events of Man of Steel kind of forced him back out again. I think it was Robin being killed, I believe, in events prior to Man of Steel. Batman kind of hung up his cape and kind of he's still active, but he tends to use drones quite a bit. That was something I'd heard from Men Inside, or like a writer or a producer or something. A while ago I'd heard that, and the trailer does for Batman v Superman does sort of make me think that that's true. So again, with the Suicide Squad film, I think a lot of these people have emerged kind of after that point.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they're going to do like I'm not sure how they're going to do Harley Quinn because she's like closely linked to the Joker in pretty much any incarnation of her.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if people like Killer Croc and Deadshot are going to be like separated from like Batman to a degree.
Yeah. Now I think there's something because something we didn't mention in the previous review because I didn't hugely pick up on this, and that was the Robin costume. Because in that early like blurry, really bad quality one, you just saw like a costume and it said like a lot of like ha ha kind of stuff written on it. It wasn't really apparent from the version I saw. That was Robin's costume, which it is because you can see the R symbol on it. Which to me indicates that Robin's maybe dead and that the Joker killed him, like a Jason Todd version of Robin.
Wasn't that the Batman v Superman trailer that was in?
Yeah, that was in that. So I think that's going to tie in with, well, sort of in the Joker.
I think it was kind of, there was just so much stuff in that trailer that I didn't actually pick up on that. But yeah. I know what you mean.
Somebody's actually fan edit colorized in that Robin costume as well and giving it like the traditional green colorings to it. And it does kind of look pretty good. But it hasn't got the red and green kind of colouring to it in the trailer anyway. It looks kind of dark and a bit of yellow to it, but that's about it. But that's the Batman v Superman trailer. But of course, it does tie in with Suicide Squad.
If he did kill Jason Todd like he did in the comics, maybe it's been like burned and charred and buried under a load of rubble.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, exactly. So, one of the theories in this trailer is because at the end, obviously, you see the Joker played by Jared Leto, and there was a theory that when he's talking, he's saying, "I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to hurt you really bad." That he's talking to Jason Todd, and that's going to be some flashback. That's not the case because you actually see the person that's tied to the stretcher, I think it is, and it's Harley Quinn. So it seems to me.
I was actually going to say, I bet that's Harley Quinn he's talking to. Actually.
Yeah, because you can see her tied down, and I think the theory is, and it's very credible, that he has basically tortured the shit out of her, and it's kind of pushed her over the edge, and maybe she's got a bit of Stockholm syndrome, like love towards him.
Yeah, I mean, even in the comics, they have a real. I mean, hell, even in the old like
animated series,
they have a really abusive kind of relationship to the two of them.
Yeah, I think that's what I really
she's
like.
Crazy in love with the Joker, but the Joker is just not capable of like expressing that emotion.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think she's going to be like, "Okay, Mr. J" kind of thing in this, but I think she's going to bring her own.
They're going more for like the Arkham City, Arkham Knight kind of Harley Quinn, where she's more edgy and psychotic.
Yeah, not just a kind of silly psychic.
Possibly sleeping with Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if they go there as well. But
well, that's been a theory that's been like banging around in the comics for quite a while because those two are actually like really close, like in a weird way.
Oh yeah, well they did that in the animated series, I think.
Sorry.
They kind of alluded to that in a couple of episodes of the animated series. It was some of the later ones, the ones where they made the Joker look like Mickey Mouse kind of thing with the sort of his black eyes and everything.
Well, the rationale behind it was supposed to be he gets so abusive sometimes she just kind of runs off to Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy usually can't stand people, but for some reason she kind of tolerates Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
To the point that she's even given her this like thing where she's not like affected by her poisons and toxins anymore.
Fair enough.
So I don't know about that. That's
it's something that they can do in a future film, depending on how things develop. I don't think there's any plan to bring Poison Ivy into it, but there's no reason why they couldn't. So. If this universe takes off. Because what's so great about this is if these characters take off, and I believe they will, I think Suicide Squad is going to be a really special film, something that, elements of it we've seen in other films before, but we haven't had like what is effectively a superhero film quite like this, and I think it's going to be a real kind of game changer for the whole genre. I hope, anyway, because what it means is they can do DC films. They don't have to have Batman in, don't have to have superheroes with capes, basically. They can branch out, and they can, like Marvel can do like space opera films like Guardians of the Galaxy. You don't need to have Iron Man in it. You don't have to have a single.
This one does seem to have at least a little bit of Batman in it.
Yeah, I think they will, for the sake of having him in, but I think if it takes off, they can just do whatever they want.
I'm assuming from the trailer, and I don't know if you'll agree with me this or not, it seems to be like this is how they arrest Harley Quinn. Because she's like driving around in the car and then you see
Batman on top.
The car, so I'm thinking he's like...
Yeah, that's what I've heard prior to the trailer, that scene, because a lot of people are filming that. And it's not Ben Affleck himself, it was a stuntman, but Ben Affleck has been shooting scenes for Suicide Squad. And yeah, it's understood that bit this is how he ended up, well, how Joker maybe ended up in jail, but also Harley Quinn ended up in jail. That Batman caught them. A bit of a spoiler here as well. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I've read from a credible source that there's a scene. I think it was Umberto Gonzalez had said something about there's a scene where Batman basically pays Amanda Waller a visit in her office. You know, Batman style. Like all of a sudden she goes in, turns the light on.
That would be like very in keeping with the character and how they interact in the shows and stuff.
Yeah, and he basically says to her something along the lines of, "I don't agree with what you're doing with these dangerous people, sending them out there. And if any like innocents die as a result of what you're doing with this mission, I'm gonna hold you directly responsible." And she's like, "Shit," kind of thing. So she's gonna be like under pressure from Batman, let alone everything else that's going on with these characters and whatever mission they're sent on. She's going to be like really kind of, under pressure there. Which, from memory, it was a few weeks ago I watched it. That was kind of what had happened in Assault on Arkham, isn't it? With the recent animated feature.
Yeah, that is a very good film to watch if you're interested in the Suicide Squad and how the film might work. I don't think there's going to be any correlation between the plot of the two things, but
no.
It is a very good animated story that focuses almost entirely on the Suicide Squad with Batman as like a secondary character.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been called the Suicide Squad, that film. That could have been the name of it. I think they wanted to kind of avoid it because of what they had in plan for the movie side, but yeah.
I also think it's meant to tie into like the Arkham Asylum games and things like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I'm not into the game side of things. How does that work? Have you played those?
I've only played like a little bit of the first one, and it's basically Batman. Like Batman's trying to stop a breakout at Arkham Asylum, and it kind of goes up from there.
Yeah, I've watched some of the like what do you call it when it's on YouTube basically.
Let's Play.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So I've seen some of the footage on there, and I'm not massive into games, but those games actually make me want to go out and buy like a PS4 or whatever so I can play them. And I'm not even into games. I just think they captured the Batman universe really well. So it'd be great to see like a live action version that at least kind of touches upon that. I'm really looking forward to these two films, these DC films. I mean, I love Star Wars, obviously. I love James Bond. There's a James Bond, there's Rocky. There's like more Marvel stuff coming out. There's so much like great stuff coming out. Batman is the one that's really got me peaked, but just because we haven't seen this before and we've wanted it for so long, that live action version that's like this. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but it didn't quite touch any of the ground that the animated series did. That's just my personal feelings. I'm not saying it's going to be a better film. I'm just saying that's, the kind of high that I'm on with this. We haven't seen like Batman v Superman. We haven't seen Harley Quinn before. We've seen Star Wars before. We've seen James Bond before. Everything else that's coming out as sequels. This is something really kind of fresh, and hopefully if they get it right, it could be really good. It could be the start of something brilliant.
I've had one thought. You know that leaked footage we got of like the Joker like a while back where he's like hitting some woman?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's also Harley Quinn before she's like all Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it is. There were pictures of her holding a gun to his head, and he doesn't exactly look really bothered about it. But I think what happens is he hits her, and then somebody comes up behind him with a jackhammer or something, or on a crowbar, and he does something. I think he just he just barely turns around and like knocks the guy down. I don't know, he cuts his throat or something. But it's going to be brutal, whatever it is. And I think that again it will be like flashback scenes to how stuff went down between the two of them, similar to, like you say, the footage with Batman on top of the car cutting his way in. I think that all kind of ties in with that. I imagine the Joker's part in this is going to be kind of like, if you remember Silence of the Lambs with Hannibal Lecter's character. It's like he's not the main villain of the film. He's not like the main focal point of the film, but he's the one that you remember, and he presumably escapes at the end or whatever. He might even be the one that they're trying to track down, to be honest. That could be another thing. It could be something like that. He might have got something, really dangerous kind of thing that they have to go through.
Yeah, it could be.
So that sounds really really exciting anyway. But that's the trailer anyway. I think
you get to see quite a bit more of the individual members, which I just wanted to quickly go through.
Yeah. There's say what you like.
Slipknot, Captain Boomerang, Enchantress, who was the one I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
The kind of like weird looking chick with the tattoos and the long black hair.
Yeah, that's right. And Katana.
And Yeah, Katana, Rick Flag, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, and El Diablo. A lot of these like names that I remember that I like know.
Yeah,
So that's pretty cool.
yeah. Well, we had that really surprising turn of events when the trailer got leaked, and Warner Brothers were caught with their pants down. They had no idea it was going to get leaked like this, and they released a statement, didn't they, saying that they had no intention of releasing the trailer. They're not going to release it basically. It was for the Comic Con. It was a Comic Con exclusive, and that's it. And then they released a trailer and another statement saying, "Look, our anti-piracy team at Warner Brothers have tirelessly spent the last 48 hours trying to contain this illegal thing, and that somebody was it broken the sacred bond of trust." They didn't quite put it was like that anyway.
Well, no, it was more or less that is how it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it was sacred bond of trust, but it was more or less like, oh, somebody's like, broken the trust that existed and stuff. Have you ever like followed anything around Comic Con?
Yeah, you had to have seen this coming.
Pretty much the norm.
Yeah, it's so rubbish as well because it's like the Deadpool one I can understand. It wasn't quite ready apparently. Right, this is Ryan Reynolds himself that said this. The that Deadpool trailer isn't quite ready yet. There's a few visual effects that aren't quite up to scratch for it to be released to the wider public. They showed it at Comic Con as like a kind of exclusive preview with an intention of showing it in 3 weeks' time. That's what they've said. That I understand because there's a reason for it. The Suicide Squad trailer is flawless, really. I mean, it's worth showing. There was no real reason. It's a trailer.
The effects look good. Killer Croc looks great.
It advertises
no
the film.
Showing it beyond just being awkward.
Yeah, it advertises the film. It gets people like really peaked, like way in advance. There's probably some marketing departments like our research shows if you show this 6 months and 5 days before the film, and that is the peak time to release this, and you will make maximum profits. Bullshit. Really. It reminds me of the same thing. Warner Brothers threatened BrandXReviews.com because a few hours prior to the Creed trailer getting released, I'd obtained from the official Sylvester Stallone Italian page on Facebook one frame from the trailer, and I put it on, and they threatened the website to be taken down. It's like, how does that impact? Is somebody going to see that picture and say, "I don't need to watch the trailer now. I don't even need to see the film," and that's going to cut in on Warner Brothers' profits? What the hell? Do people pay these people?
Yeah, it's just. And like I said, the wording of the initial release from them was so stupid. I was like, really? And they're like, oh, screw you guys, kind of frame of mind about the whole Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah.
Like I say, Ryan Reynolds handled it much better. He's like, okay, I can see exactly where you're coming from. I can see your reasons for not releasing it yet. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand, they want to keep Comic-Con exclusives, that kind of thing, but keep it exclusive, show it 5 days before you release it on the web. But show it on the web, seriously, because you have to
not
anticipate.
Weeks or months or, whatever until you finally see it. It's like, come on.
I mean, you have to anticipate that people are going to be there filming it, and it's going to, some shoddy quality version of it is going to get out there, and you are not going to be able to contain it. They had to have seen that coming. It happens with every single thing that they show there. And to say, the sacred bond of trust, it's like, what? Fans
and
that
also,
want to see it?
It's going to damage the brand, and people are going to see that, and they're not going to want to see the film. People understand that it's a really good bad recording.
Yeah, so show the thing.
Considering, do I want to watch these leaked footage because, or do I want to wait for the proper trailers? But I was like, oh no, I'll probably be able to use for the proper trailers, so I'll watch what I've got now. Yeah,
exactly. It's a lot of rubbish. They make all these claims about damages and stuff, but it's a lot of rubbish. Like piracy stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're actually running out of time, so...
yeah, well, that's our thoughts on Suicide Squad. Any questions, any thoughts of your own? That's what the mailbag's for, so...
And remember...
some questions or whatever.
One important thing, no. The video hasn't... That's what happened in the last video, it just glitched. It was just
I'll be back to my body for the next review of Ant-Man, or...
Yeah, we're
sorting out the pin particles. I'll be back.
We're gonna bring Cole back from the dead, and just again, like I say, this is available. Batman Assault on Arkham, really great animated film. Even if you're not into cartoon stuff, it's a 15 certificate. So it's not whoa dude kind of cartoon like 90s X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, people die in it.
Yeah, it's pretty violent.
What happens. The Joker's psychotic.
Yeah.
All-round great film.
And it's kind of what you might be in store for Suicide Squad in a bit of a basic sense. Anyway, well, I think we'll leave it there. So, is that everything?
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Right, okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just so you know, for more news, reviews and retrospectives, you can like our page on Facebook, simply called Brand X Reviews. But as well as that, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube via this video. You can also bookmark our website, which is brandxreviews.com, which is pretty much a central hub for everything that I've just mentioned. So check that out, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.